Hey, welcome to your Better Together group. I am really glad that you are here, that you took the time to be a part of this group. I'm excited about the next 5 weeks and what's going to happen. I want to encourage you. I know sometimes life gets busy, sometimes things happen, but stick it out for the next 5 weeks, because over the next 5 weeks, the time that we spend together and you spend together with your groups and the people that are there are going to be pivotal for you and your relationship with God. We're really big on relationships at Vive Church, because I don't believe that we can do this thing alone. I know a lot of people try to do this relationship with God all by themselves, but we were created to be in relationship, and we really are better together. Shameless plug for Better Together, right? So anyway, but this week we talked about one of 5 awakenings. Over the next 5 weeks, we're going to talk about 5 different awakenings. And today, the first awakening that we talked about, that first step in the process of someone coming back to God, coming home, is that awakening to longing. Awakening to longing. God hardwired us with these longings. There were 3 longings that we talked about. I'll just recap them real quick. If you haven't already, though, as a group, read through Luke chapter 15, verse 11 through 24, pause the video and read that passage of Scripture. So, all right. We're talking about 3 different longings that God hardwired us with. One is the longing for love. There is something in every one of us, that longs for love, that causes us to keep coming back for more, even though maybe you've been hurt, maybe you've experienced pain, but we just keep coming back. And it's hardwired in us. You're not broken. There's nothing bad wrong with you. You're not the only one that's going through it. It's a longing for love that God put there, and it was intended to bring you to Him. But sometimes we allow our longings, we'll talk about the next 2 longings, we allow those longings to lure us or to take us away from God, because here's how we do that. We extract God from the equation. And when we do that, those longings are going to take us into bad places. The second longing we talked about was the longing for purpose. And from an early age, we started dreaming about what we want to be when we grow up. And, we didn't even know how to read yet, but we're planning our life. And there's something in us, again, hardwired by God for purpose, that our lives count for something. It's not an accident. And if we're not careful, though, we can seek purpose for our lives outside of Him. Maybe because, maybe pride gets mixed in with it. Maybe we want attention drawn to ourselves. Maybe God's not moving fast enough, whatever it is. But if we're not careful, that purpose and that longing for purpose without God in the equation will lead us away from Him. And then the last one we talked about is the longing for meaning, those questions of life. And maybe you've had some bad things, some really painful things happen to you and in your life, and you've experienced that pain, and you've got those questions of why, and you've got questions about God, and those are not bad. Those questions can draw you closer to Him if He's part of the equation. But if you try to find them outside of Him, it's going to lead you and lure you away. So we talked about those different longings, and so the whole word, the whole term "coming home" has different meaning, and your Better Together host has some different questions. They're going to take those questions and just kind of lead you through those questions over the next several minutes. And I want to encourage everyone to share, to be a part of the discussion. Some of you probably need to limit your sharing. You got the gift of gab. Let's just be honest. You know who you are. And others are just, introverts and they don't want to talk. But everybody get a chance to talk and be a part of this. And the most important thing is just open up, man. Open up to the people in your group and pray for one another. Live life together. God intended us to be in relationship, and He really intended us to do this thing together, and we really are better together. So God bless you. Have a great week.